Good afternoon, educators. And by educators, I mean parents or caregivers of any kind. Grandparents, child care workers, nannies, anyone out there that's working with young children. I wanted to talk to you today about choosing books for emergent readers. I also want to reference another video that I have up, and it's called something like Don't Throw Away Those Board Books Just Yet. And I do have some board books, but I also have some other books to share with you. I wanted to tell you that a book with a pattern is a great book to start your children learning to read. Now, teachers you'll find have books that look like this. And they have usually a nice pattern inside where there's just almost all the same words except for one. Grandma made a dress, Grandpa made a chair. Uncle made a blanket, Auntie made a bear. So you may not have access to books like these. I got mine at teacher garage sales, reading conferences, at school out of the trash can from the reading specialist room. All different places, but a lot of them were when I was a teacher and had access to teacher things. So if you don't have books like that, this is what you do instead. You take your books that you have at home that have a pattern and you use those. So for instance, this is a classic, Have You Seen My Duckling? And the pattern is, the first page says early in the morning. A lot of the pages don't have text at all, and your child can tell the story and practice their oral language skills. But when it does have words, it says the same thing. Have you seen my duckling? And then it says that on just about every page for the rest of the book. And so when it has a repeating pattern that way, for very young children, they're learning concepts about print. Print carries meaning. It's words on a page. For a little bit older kids, it shows them that letters and sentences are the words that come out of our mouth, put on a book. And so if your child is ready, you can have them point to the sentence or even each individual word. Have you seen my duckling? And so you can use these to give your child confidence in reading and just to get them to understand how words work in books. Here's another one that we're all familiar with. These brown bear and baby bear. There's polar bear and others. But in case you didn't know, it has a pattern. Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. And oftentimes when I would read this in my classroom or to my daughter, we take a little peek. And we say, I see a green frog looking at me. And then they know to say, green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. And so they're learning about words in the book that repeat. And again, you can, if they're ready, you can get them to point to those words. Here's another example of a book that has a pattern. Hello, duck, swim. Hello, rabbit, hop. These were great for us at our house. No, yes. Those are the only words in the whole book, besides just some additional onomatopoeia and things like that. No, yes. Really easy to point to. No, yes. Similar concept. Baby happy, baby sad. So and these have nice big print where it's easy to get your finger where it's supposed to be. Good practice for pointing. And then another classic, I Went Walking. So board books often lend to this idea of having a pattern, but you don't have to have board books if you've already sold yours or repurposed them or given them to charity or friends. That's okay. Go to the library, ask your librarian for books with a pattern. This one is very similar to Brown Bear, Brown Bear. I went walking. What did you see? I saw a black cat looking at me. So, books with a pattern are a good place to start when you have emergent readers and you want them to start noticing that the words are what you're saying from the picture and the pictures of the letters in the book. One more I wanted to share with you. This one, the pattern is the same words on the bottom. Or is it? Or is it? And I like this one because there's a nice space in between the words and it's easy for them to point. So, I'm not suggesting that you go out and get these exact books, but I just wanted to show you there's a plethora of different books that have patterns. And so if you have that in mind when you are at the library or the bookstore, Half Price Books, if you have that in mind when you're looking for books for your emergent readers, then having that pattern will help you and to help them learn the basics of reading. It's just a place to start. There's a lot more that goes along with it, but it's a nice way to get them to start making their eyes look at those words and learn about the concepts of print. Have fun. Go find some books with patterns. Ask your librarian. They should be able to help you. Goodbye, educators.